Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Monday, and Mondays for the last 3 months have been about a challenge. I was asked to do a weight loss challenge here in my Facebook group and my YouTube group. I called it the Falling into Better Behaviors Challenge, but it kind of spiraled into Falling into the Holidays, Keeping on Track Challenge. So we're in the holiday season. We've now passed Thanksgiving. We are now in the Christmas season, which has its obstacles, as we know. So these are some, I guess, tips, tricks, ideas, things to work on to help you navigate these last few weeks to get to your goals, because our goals are to hopefully maintain that gain over the holidays and really punch it hard come January. But this is a very tricky time of year, as we know. It's just parties, it's get-togethers, it's food, it's cookies, it's cocktails. It is. And what we choose to do is our own business. How we choose to navigate that is our own choice. We don't have to do what everybody else does. If somebody wants to do this, and let them do that. We are all adults here, and we get to make our own decisions and how we want to navigate the holidays. Like, if you want to indulge and you want to gain 10 pounds, that's up to you. And if you want to sit there and not indulge in anything and lose 10 pounds, that's up to you too as well. I always say we have to make our decisions. We have to own them and live them, because that's the only true way that we're on a journey, not a diet. I don't like you to live in the world of regrets. Like, I don't know why I feel so bad about it. You know what? Make the decision, own it, and move on. You know, you have to make that choice. But this week's topic, I thought long and hard last night because I had nothing planned. Holiday, girl, Thanksgiving in zone. I honestly took a knee. So I was like, I need to think of something. And then it came to me. A lot of people asked me to talk about this, and I thought this might be a good topic for the challenge, because I think a lot of us, not everyone now, some of these things don't apply to everyone. And, and that's, great if it doesn't. But it applies to a lot of people, and it is called the food pusher. The food pusher. Do you have a food pusher in your life? Do you have food pushers in your life? Do you feel guilted into eating? Sometimes, granted, because you're going to see people, like I said, there's holiday parties, there's dinners, there's events, there's work parties, there's just everything. So it's a busy month. So you're going to come to people maybe you don't see all the time, and you kind of know who those people are. And let me first give them the benefit of the doubt, because maybe they're just concerned. Like, they haven't seen you, and oh my gosh, you look emaciated to them. And they're worried, so I think people who have a good appetite are healthy people. So I think part of it is they are concerned for your health. I'm giving them the benefit, because I've seen people, like, they're just worried that you've lost so much weight, and if they see you eat, then they feel better. But there are the flip side of that coin, and there are people that just want to see you eat, and they want to almost like ruin your mojo. Like, I don't know. And how could people how could people be like that out there? How could people not have your best interest at heart? I don't even know how to answer that, because I don't know. I do think they are out there. And I do think that, I don't know if they're put there for almost a challenge to you to see if you're strong enough to sit there and say, hey, I'm going to put my ring light on. I don't need that. I don't want that. And I'm not going to have that. That's a strong person, a strong willpower for us to sit there and turn down our favorite things. Right? That's a bit better. There we go. It's hard. I mean, for me, it's cookies this time of year. It's cookies. I eat well. I don't desire certain foods because I fit them in. I make them later. So I am not going after food. I'm going after dessert. And I try to get those in as well. But some cookies you just can't make lighter. There's just some things about an iced, sugar cookie that just only tastes good that way. There's a certain amount of sweetness and decadence, like a Snicker, I'm trying, though. I mean, you see recipes with Roy. He's put out a few good cookies. But we're not home. We're out. So those cookies aren't going to be there. Could we bring our own cookies to these parties? We could. But again, the food pusher's going to see that. And they're like, oh my God, look at her. She's bringing her own cookies. She's got problems. And I would say in everyday life, you could bring your own cookies. But if it's a special occasion party, an event don't bring your own cookies. Like, just, go and eat one, or two. Like, I feel like we could fit 1 or 2 cookies in an event. Can't fit 10. But yeah, there are people out there looking for us to mess up. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what spurs them to do that. Or they just, I believe, this is my opinion, that they're very unhappy. So in order for them to make themselves feel better, they have to act superior to everyone. And there are people out there that have that personality. You've come into contact with, that's a whole video, people and their personalities. Everybody's personality is different. But there's always, they call them like types. Like there's always the one that's just the one that's always right. The one that does it better than you. The one that's just out there to always outdo everyone. There's that person out there, and we all have them. We do. And they're probably the one that's going to sit there and judge your food, judge what you do. And my advice is to ignore them. And when you feed into them, that just gives them more power, but because they want you to eat that thing. And all you have to say is, I really don't want it. You can't say, oh, I'm on Weight Watchers. See, that just feeds into that. I'm on Weight Watchers. I'm on a diet. Oh, I can't have that. You can have that. You are choosing not to have that. And I think we have to take that empowering stance to those people. Say, oh, yeah, I really don't want it. It's just not appealing to me right now. She'd be like, if you hit it, oh, yeah, I wish I could have that. I just don't have enough points. And I've already gained this week. Oh, then you've already gained. Here, just eat it anyway. No, that's not going to help. But yeah, we have to take the empowering stance to people like that. We have to tell them that we don't want it. We choose not to have it. It's not that we can't have it. We don't want it. Maybe in the back of our head, we really do. But at that moment, for me, it's standing up to that food pusher, and that makes me not want it. I am like, yeah, I don't want that. If that gives her the power or him the power, I don't want it. I'm fine without it. I've, gotten my pride, and I've gotten my self-esteem, and that feeds me, and that empowers me. And I'm not going to, you can't let people bring you down, because there are people out there that do. They're just, and it's like, it's not their fault, actually. It's their personality, and that's how they've always been. And I think when you accept someone for their personality and realize that whatever you do is not going to change them, you could be as nice as you want to them. You could, they are who they are. And they spent a lifetime being that way. So you have to accept it. Be their friend, but step back, because you're just going to only hurt yourself. You're going to spin your wheels, and because we all have this savior mentality. Like, well, if I'm their friend and I'm nice to them, and maybe with my help, no, unfortunately, that's not going to happen unless they really want it to happen. And most times they do, because they don't think there's anything wrong with what they say and what they do. So therein lies the problem. They think they're right, and they think you're wrong. It's hard, but we have to stand up to those food pushers. We decide what we eat. We decide what we want. They don't get to decide it. Like if you've gone into there knowing you're going to have that, maybe turn, you want to have it in front of them rather than having it behind their back, because, oh, look there she's going to have it. See, I told you. It's like it never ends. And it's hard because I think a lot of us are people pleasers. We just want people, oh, well, she wants me to eat it. I'll make her happy. Honestly, that's not going to make her happy anyway. But sometimes we do. Like, I went to a party, let me think how many years ago it was. It wasn't last year. I think it was 3 years ago. Was I at Goal? I want to say it might have been before. I can't remember. It was a Christmas party. And I felt the need to eat, because I felt like I was expected to eat, and I remember coming home, and there was alcoholic beverages, it was galore, like it was this, and I remember coming home feeling bloated, and like, especially when you have like carbonated things on top of food you're not used to eating, and a lot of food, like I can eat some things, but when you eat big amounts again, like you used to, you think you want to, and then you realize you can't do it. And I remember feeling so bloated when I came home. My stomach hurt. I felt like I just needed to burp or something. And I came when I got sick. I was sick the whole next day. And I thought to myself, you did this because you ate too much. That's what got you sick. The combination of too much food, too much sweets, and too much alcohol. I wasn't drunk or anything, or just having, like I said, because they were carbonated, like champagne cocktails and stuff. They were good though. But too much carbonation on top of too much food, on top of too much sweets. And when you have, like, and she always has this huge table in her dining room just full of sweets, cookies, pies, cakes, and she has this chocolate fountain that just has liquid chocolate. She has dippers like marshmallows and pretzels and cookies and pound cake. You could just dip in the chocolate fountain. Well, the running joke was that she also has this little liqueur cart of all these like dessert liqueurs, and she always has these little chocolate liqueur cups that she makes in molds, and you're supposed to put like Godiva liqueur in it, and then you drink it and eat the glass. Well, the running joke was Denise always took the chocolate cups and put it in the chocolate fountain. Yes, I was known for that. So of course I had to oblige. So double chocolate. Yeah, and that was a learning experience for me, saying, and it's not like they guilted me. That wasn't a pusher. That was me feeling guilty. That was me thinking I had to do something. I had to act a certain way because that's what was expected of me. I had to make sure that I ate a full plate. I had to make sure that I went to the dessert. I had to make sure I kept drinking the alcoholic beverages. And then I went, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. Am I trying to prove that, yes, I'm on Weight Watchers, but yes, I can indulge at a party and it's totally okay? Yeah, no, it wasn't. That was my guilt. That was me feeling like I had to be something for people. And when we went back to the following year, I said to Steve, I'm telling you here and now, I am not going to eat that much. If you see me going back, you see me going for that chocolate cup in that fountain, you need to pull me back. Because you just go into this mode of, I have to be a certain person for, and I was good. I just had my normal. And I think I've been learning that unless I really desire an adult beverage, I don't have it. I never really could sit per se say I need one. So that was one thing I've cut out pretty much. I mean, we went to the Finger Lakes for the winery. I maybe had one tasting, and tastings you get this much. And I had one. It's funny though. I did have the same day we had the tastings. I had a wine slushie. I love wine slushies. They're so good. Full of sugar, but they're good. And after I had severe reflux that day, I was like, I had like chest pains. I'm like, and then that was the last I had anything. We were there for 2 more days. I didn't have anything. I'm like, I'm done. I don't need to feel like this. And you'll know, when you start to overdo something, how bad you start to feel. So that's also an indicativeness. Don't do something like, because we were there, should I have kept indulging? No, I didn't want it, didn't need it. I was there and enjoying everybody else and watching them. And maybe I would take a couple sips of Steve's. That was perfect. Here, try this. Okay. I don't need a whole, tasting. I could taste a little bit of his and be perfectly fine and not feel sick. So yeah, it's funny, when you start to eat better, your body knows and it reacts when you don't. So don't let the food pushers rule you. Don't let them make you feel bad about yourself. Don't let them guilt you into eating. Hard, yes, because people are looking at you. Are you going to eat it? Are you going to eat it? Or you can take it and say, I'll save it for later, or I'll take it home. You could put it on your plate, then dump it when she's not looking. Been there, done that. You know what? Sometimes you got to shut them up and then just dump it and do what you want. Don't eat it if you don't want it. It's a hard one. It's a very touchy subject. Like I said, because it's family. 9 times it's family that are the food pushers. It's, you might have these cute little old aunts, and if you're Italian, all they want you to do is eat. It's an Italian thing. Feeding comes from a place of love. in the Italian house. It does. And you kind of, oh, mangia, Denise, mangia, you need to eat. You're too skinny. To the Italian grandmother, aunt, you are too skinny. Which is sweet. You're like, I love you. Can I just like take you home with me? Because yeah, unless you're round and Rubenesque, they think you're too skinny, which is, Italians are always, and that's what they want. But they're old school, and that's how they grew up, and that's how it always was. So you kind of accept them for who they are, and that comes from a place of love, not from a place of, I want to see her eat and gain weight. That comes from a place of guilt. It comes from a place of nastiness, and maybe I should be doing that with her. 9 times out of 10, your food pusher is somebody who is jealous, extremely jealous, because you're doing something that she knows she should do. Even if, sometimes it's just watching your diet. Like you could have the best body in the world and be unhealthy. You could have gone to your doctor and him telling you your cholesterol is this and your blood sugar is that. You could be perfect BMI. You could be perfect. Just because you're a dress size and a number on the scale doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. Not everybody's healthy when they're thin. Like, that's an interesting thing. And there's a lot of people, you see, how many people do you see that are type 2 diabetics that are skinny? Because it's not always what they eat. Sometimes it's their body and it's their metabolism, it's their family history. So they have to work on that. They also have to watch what they eat because they have such a bad family history of all that they can't indulge either. But like I said, we always think of, because we're bigger, that we're necessarily unhealthy, and that's not always true. There's a lot of, I will tell you, at my heaviest, 270, all my blood work was great. My cholesterol was great. My blood sugar was great. And I was in my early 50s. So it's not always, but eventually I think it would have caught up with me. I was just riding that, it's going to catch up with you. My blood pressure was always good. I never had any issues. I was the healthiest big girl you could meet. But the scale goes both ways. Just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're not healthy. So always know that. So I'm going to end this video because I can talk on and on about the food pusher. I don't want this video to be too long. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe it empowers you to handle these holiday parties and cocktail hours and family gatherings with a little more confidence. Hold your head up high. Don't be going down there like this and face the buffet. Look at it. Decide what you want to put on your plate, and own it if you want it. If you want that cookie, eat it, track it, and move on. It's a holiday party. Remember, you have 31 days in the month of December, and that's how many meals? 30 times, we'll say 30 because it's in a round number for me. 30 times 3 is 90. That is 90 meals for the month of December. It's probably more than that. 31 would be 33. That'd be 99, right? 36. I don't know. Let's say 90 because I now it's too early for me to think. 90 meals. You're going to go to 6 parties. That's 6 meals out of 90. That means 84 meals you can stay on track. Not a bad idea to break it down like that and say, hey, I have 84 meals, I could behave. Why? And if I want to indulge in those 6 meals, I will. So think of it that way. Don't think of it as, these parties, what are we going to do? Don't use that as an excuse to go off track. Well, it's a holiday party, I'm going to eat. It is a party, it is the holidays. It's 1 meal. It may be 6 of those, but there's just 6 1 meals. You can handle it. You can do it. And you behave the rest of that time. You stay on your plan. It's doable. It's doable. And that's just to keep you, we just don't want to be over the top. We want to stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. This holiday, stay in your lane. Stay focused. And you will maintain, not gain. And that is the whole reason, that we're doing this challenge. We don't want to come into January with, oh my God, I gained 15 pounds. How did that happen? And it's like, you'll be like, why did I do it? And nobody needs to feel guilty about it. So we're trying to do the best we can. So I hope this video helped you. If you did, let me know with a big old thumbs up. Comment below if you know you have food pushers when you go to events. It's pretty normal to have a few, but you need to be empowered. You need to face them. You need to stomp them bullies out. because that is will propel you to keep doing it. And you got this, my lovelies. We're going to do it. We're going to get through December. We are together. And that's, we offer the lives here. We chat here most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. The next live will be Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Come to the channel and let's chit chat. We talk it all out. That is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're still into the challenge with a still in, Denise, or D, or still in. That's all you need to do. And if you are new here, you can join this challenge anytime. What do I have to do, Denise? Nothing. Just subscribe to the channel. Watch the videos on Monday. At the end of the video, I always link the playlist to the rest of... We're in week 13, just so you know. I will link the other 12 videos in the playlist at the end of the video if you want to catch up. I hope to see you here. It's easy, it's doable, and we got this. So I will dish with you later, my lovelies. Take care for now.